Welcome back to Formula Diecast Racing. We've had many technical difficulties in getting this video rendered and out, but we think we have figured out a workflow that will help speed up the process with this computer's hardware that we're currently working on. So hopefully the next few videos will have a higher quality. With that said, let's get on to the race. Welcome to the first annual 24 Seconds of Lemons race, where the slowest car across the finish line wins. Competitors have come from around the world to try to be the slowest car down the Devil's Backbone Raceway. Each driver will get 3 attempts to be the slowest down the track. They must cross the finish line in order for their run to count as completed. I have a feeling that the turn going around the south shore of Horsetooth Reservoir will be the biggest hurdle for our drivers. The other will be passing Redstone Canyon, where drivers tend to have some of the biggest crashes. Some of these cars look like they'll be lucky just to make it to the starting line, much less cross the finish line. The local news crew has heard of the crashes during Group 1 of the inaugural Invitational race, and they have arrived waiting eagerly to see what happens to these Lemons cars. You might notice that we have some new signs added to the track, made by Merch by Meekin. You can find their stuff for sale on Facebook at Custom Metal Signs by Meekin. Be sure to check them out if you are in the process of building a track or other dioramas for your diecast cars. If you follow us on Instagram, then you already are aware of the news crews and the signs that have arrived at the track. If you want sneak peek previews, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Formula_Diecast_Racing. Our first attempt will be by Supercat of NJ Drive Racing. Supercat is driving a 2015 Jaguar F-Type Project 7 Roadster. They're hoping that their light weight of 30 grams will help them get across the finish line slowly. I hope they have enough weight though to make it past the south turn. And Supercat makes it past the South Shore turn, past Redstone Canyon, but they roll going through the keyhole. And it's a did not finish for Supercat. And here goes Supercat's second attempt. Supercat passes the South Shore campgrounds, slides through the keyhole, and crosses the finish line with a time of 10.11 seconds. Supercat will need to let off the gas and apply some brakes to slow down. Supercat's third and final attempt. Supercat goes past the South Shore, applies some brakes, and slides the car going into and back out of the turn. Picks up some speed and slides across the finish line 3 seconds slower. Supercat sets their new slow speed record of 13.1 seconds. Next up is Sam Hall of Team DRT3K. He is driving an Audacious that he calls Craptastic. Let's see if this 45-gram Audacious lives up to its name. And Sam Hall is off for his first attempt. It looks like he tapped the brakes and loses all momentum before the campground and comes to a complete stop. A DNF for Sam Hall's first time. Sam needs more speed before entering the South Shore curve, or it'll be another DNF. This run is off to another slow start and it looks like he hits the brakes again as he enters the undivided section of track. Another DNF for Sam Hall. The third and final run for Sam Hall in this year's 24 Seconds of Lemons. Let's see if he stays off the brakes long enough to make it past the South Shore campgrounds. And no, his car lives up to its craptastic name. Sam Hall will receive the first DNF for this year's 24 seconds race as his final time. Next up, we have a Ford GT40 driven by Diego Roman of Diego's Diecast. Diego's GT40 weighs 36 grams. We know that the Ford GT won the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans, but we'll see if Diego's GT40 can win the 24 seconds of Le Mans. And he goes high into the turn and rolls his car. A DNF for Diego's first run. And here's attempt number 2. And same result. Too high into the turn and he rolls it. A DNF for run 2. Third and final attempt. Let's see if he's able to learn from his previous 2 mistakes. And no, he did not learn. And Diego Roman is done with the DNF for his time. That's quite the paint job for an ice cream truck. Wonder if he has any lemon sorbet in there. Next up is Spydude of Aces High Racing in his ice cream truck. Spydude weighs in at 50 grams. That is a bit heavier than most other competitors. I hear he has a cookies and cream ice cream that is to die for. Attempt number 1. He's got plenty of speed going into the turn. Oh, and he rolls it over and slides almost to the next turn. It's a DNF for his first run. He came all the way up from Arizona to sell ice cream and decided to enter the race at the last moment. Spydude's second attempt, I bet the whole inside of that truck is an absolute mess. And he makes it clean past the campground. Oh, that poor paint job and the mess that must be in there. Another DNF for attempt number 2. Attempt number 3. Let's hope he makes it down cleanly this time. Nope, and he stops at the campgrounds to sell some ice cream but fails to finish. It sure has been a rocky road for Spydude, and he will receive a DNF for his final time. I've just received word that some ice cream has leaked out onto the track, so we'll be right back while they clean up the mess. If you want to get in on Diecast Racing, head over to Redline Derby if you want to send in your car to one of our races. For the latest in Diecast Racing from around the world, head over to Chaos Canyon's YouTube channel and check out the Diecast Racing News, formerly known as the DSPN Report. Welcome back. 3 of the last 4 cars were unable to cross the finish line, and only Supercat was able to make it across. We have 3 more drivers who are going to give it a try. Here at Formula Diecast, we are proud to host racers from around the world. Our next racer came all the way from Scotland to try to be the slowest car, driving his Oldsmobile 442 that he calls Better Late. Our next driver is Fractal Panda of Fractal Panda Racing. Better Late weighs in at 38 grams. I think Better Late is a fitting name for this race, where all you have to do is finish. Fractal Panda makes it clean around the South Shore into Redstone Canyon, and oh, he crashes it. I think he tapped the brakes and broke the rear end loose there in Hunter Valley. That's a DNF for Fractal Panda. Attempt 2. He rounds South Shore and rolls it and slides into a light pole. DNF for Fractal Panda's second attempt. Here's attempt number 3. Let's see if he joins the 3 previous drivers with DNFs or perhaps actually cross the finish line. He's clean in and out of the South Shore turn, flies through turn 2 and Redstone Canyon, and rolls it as he goes across the finish line. It looks like Fractal Panda's car lived up to its name. Better late than never. He finishes with a fast 10.2 second run, but it is the first car to ever cross the finish line on its side. Our next driver is Flo Rennet, driving for Spirit of 64 Racing in the Volkswagen Carmen. Flo weighed in at the lightest of Group 1, just 25 grams. Flo's first attempt that is a perfect line going in and out of South Shore. Flo is screaming down the track. And it looks like Flo tried to scrub some speed by drifting the last corner, but the VW caught the curb and spun Flo out. Unfortunately, a DNF for Flo Rennet's first run. Attempt number 2 for Flo Rennet. That was a risky move, but Flo pulled it off. And Flo makes it around the last turn and slides across the finish line with an 11.1 second run. Flo joins Supercat and Fractal Panda in actually crossing the finish line. It's the third attempt for Flo Rennet to beat Supercat's time of 13.1 seconds. Flo flies down the straightaway. Flo locks up the rear brakes and sends that Carmen into a spin. After a spin cycle like that, I don't blame Flo for pulling over to let the world stop spinning a moment. So Flo Rennet is posting a time of 11.1 seconds, still 2 seconds faster than Supercat's time. With a flat tire and smoke billowing from under the hood, it's the fans' favorite making a statement with the official pace car of G4 Diecast Racing. It's Mama G. Mama G's driving a Mustang convertible that she calls Smoke Signal. Smoke Signal weighed in at 40 grams. She'll definitely have to drive slow with the hood propped up, smoke billowing out, and a flat tire. I have my doubts for sure that she'll make it across the finish line. She made it through the South Shore turn, around turn 2, and she's all over the road in Hunter Valley, and crawls to a near stop just past the Devil's Backbone. Oh, but it looks like the smoke obscured Mama G's view. That would have been an amazingly slow run. But she is unable to finish, and like most other attempts today, it's a DNF for Mama G's first attempt. Mama G's off to a great start for attempt number 2. She's a bit smoother than her first attempt, but she just stopped in the keyhole. Did her engine give up the ghost, or is it a flat tire? I'm being told she stopped in the keyhole to take a selfie with the Devil's Backbone. I mean, it is a beautiful piece of geology, but she's getting a DNF for her second run. Mama G is up for her third and the final run of Group 1. Let's hope for a good run free of total engine failure, the tire on that flat coming clean off, or her just stopping for a selfie. She's clean through the South Shore, through turn 2 and Redstone Canyon, and smoothly across the finish line. And she sets a new slow speed run of 14.09 seconds. Mama G of G4 Diecast has officially set the pace for the rest of the groups for the 24 Seconds of Lemons. A big thank you to today's drivers and race teams for trying to go slow down our track here at the Devil's Backbone Raceway. And thank you for subscribing and watching Formula Diecast Racing.